How the topic went from productivity to death penalties.
But then when a woman chooses to cover herself and that's empowerment to her, other people are gonna be like, oh my god, that's oppression, what are you wearing? And that's not feminist to them, or that's not empowerment. But to her, it is the hugest empowerment you can ever think of.
Oh god, okay, let's go one at a time. Our favorite troublemaking
story.
Okay.
Who remembers when we all got hangouts blocked in the entire school?
Oh my god,
You breathing in and out of my.
Hi guys, salam, welcome to Talks min aLBi. I'm Lugine.
I'm Bayan.
And in this very special episode, we have like extremely special guests because we went to school with them in 7th grade and now we're like seniors, so that's crazy. So, if you guys could introduce yourselves really briefly, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ghada. Each individual person has to say what they like. I can't.
Okay, خلاص, that's the best thing to know. Ghada, your name's Ghada. Okay, Naya.
Okay. Hi, my name is Naya. You can call me Neon, I guess. I like art. Move on.
Yes.
Are we going with this take?
Hi, my name is Rabia and people call me aLBi for fun.
Why is this the first time I hear of this?
No one calls you that.
My chemistry teacher spent a whole year not pronouncing my name right. The thing is, I fixed him like 2 to 3 times, then I just went along with it. So whenever he wants to ask a question, he's like, Rabia, are you there? I was like, yeah, I am. So I'm aLBi from now on.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Okay.
That is the best villain origin story ever.
Oh
Yeah, it's literally happened to all of us. It's, oh my god. But anyways, for this episode, we're just gonna chit chat. We're gonna answer questions you guys asked us on Instagram. So I guess to start off, we'll like discuss topics or like random things literally, and we'll just like go around. So should I start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You ready?
Let's go!
Let's go.
Ghada, where's your energy?
Let's go. Let's do it. I'm so dry. This is my energy normally.
I've been friends with you for 7 years. I think I understand that.
Has it been 7 years?
Okay, so first question, asked by Amina. How to plan and have a productive day? Whoever has an answer, just go ahead.
I think a productive day kind of comes along with a productive mind. I feel like sometimes like people do not, they just want to go rush into the idea, oh, I'm going to have a productive day. I feel like sometimes you just need to sit and make a mind that I'm going to do this. And I feel like some people don't keep in mind that there's so many days when it comes to being productive and all that you need. There's always some bad days, and I feel like that's perfectly fine because inside you have that mindset that it's even if I fail, I know for a fact that I can get up back again and I can try again.
That's a beautiful intake on it.
Oh my god, Rabia, I actually love that so much. And like one of my friends told me that for like she heard once like for morning routines, because I always had in my mind like, okay, I want to do this, then that, then I'm going to do spa, then I'm going to like productivity or whatever. But she said just come up with 3 morning routines, and like one is like you have a lot of time, you can do like all the stuff you want to do. One is like you don't have that many, like you maybe have an hour, and one where you have like 10 minutes, So like I started to do that, and then days I wake up like my work is like 30 minutes till I start working. So I'm like, okay, let's see what did I have for my routine in this time. So like don't set that big of an expectation for yourself, like to like, things are gonna come up even if you're not working, like maybe plans with friends or like your mom needs something. Like you have to be very flexible and not just be like super strict with yourself because like you're human, but also like have some things that like you want to do throughout the day and kind of like check them off.
To be honest, for me, honestly, like the most important thing to organize my days is the day ahead or like the night before that day. I just write things or tasks that I need to do, because oh my god, my memory is astaghfirullah. So I have to write it down, and then the next day, like the following morning, I just look at the list and move on with it. Naya Ghada.
I'm kind of the opposite.
I'm the exact opposite of
Yeah.
we're the exact opposite of productivity. If my mom were here, she would go off like on a full rant about productivity and how I don't follow her guidelines of productivity.
I've tried to write like lists down, like Lugine said, like to-do lists, and I've really tried that like really hard, but I just never like stick with it. And it lasts not even a full day. And I just, like Rabia said, I kind of agree with, like, you just have it in your brain to do that day. Like, you just have it in your head, and you're motivated to do it. And then music helps me do things. If I put music on, then I continue to do whatever is productive that I'm doing, because I want to keep listening to the music, if that makes sense. So, like, if I'm cleaning my room, I'll put music on, and then I have, like, clothes to fold. So instead of putting it off, like folding the clothes, like procrastinating, I'll just like, I have the music on, I don't want to stop the music, so I'm just going to keep listening to music while I fold my clothes.
That's really interesting, yeah.
I kind of do that, except when I go to like Spinneys or something. Like whenever I go to Spinneys is when I have the leisure to actually listen to music with my headphones on, because I'm never allowed to do that like at home. So like every time I go to Spinneys, it's like a 5-minute walk away from my house. I go there, and I stay there for longer than the entire journey itself. Like maybe I have to go there to get like something small, like chips or like a carton of milk. I stay there for 15 minutes. I stay there for 15 to 20 minutes just listening to music, going around the entire store, I get what I want. I have it in my basket, but I just walk around the entire store on purpose, just listening to the same song over and over again until I'm done, until I'm ready to leave. And then I go. I pay for it. I leave, and I'm listening to music on the way home. Yeah. And then I take another round around the compound before I go back home, because I really don't want to go back home. I'm too invested in my music to go back home.
Oh my god, I definitely relate to that. I feel like with music, it kind of slows me down. Like if I'm folding laundry and I'm listening to something, I'm gonna like, oh okay, let's go. You know what I mean? Whereas
I would just like break, I would just keep doing my work, and then there's like a part of song that's your favorite, and you just stop everything what I'm doing and just like jam hard to that part of the song.
Yes.
And the thing is that I don't know how people have like this one playlist, like it's nice, but like I have to search on that playlist which song do I have.
Oh my god.
Then I was like, and then I was like, no, this is the song I want for this. But I feel like at the same time, when it comes to productivity and many of these things, people is so unique that so many people have so many different ideas, and I think the best way when you want to be productive is to search your own way. And because when I was younger and when I wanted to be productive, I used to go on YouTube, be like, how to be productive 101. But I feel like to be productive, I feel like you need to sit and see what you're most comfortable with and see what works out for you the most and in the best way.
Lugine, are you still doing the thing where you don't listen to music?
I mean, yeah, honestly, grade 7 through grade 10, like, if I go somewhere, if I do something, I just have to be listening to music. But honestly, like, especially this year, I felt like I'm relying on it to be productive or to, like, be able to accomplish any tasks. And I felt like I just want to listen to my own thoughts for a bit, or I want to be aware of my surroundings. And I feel like music, like, makes me go into another whole world, and I'm just like so unaware, so I kind of stopped, honestly. Maybe like I would listen if I'm doing a homework or something like instrumental, but like music with words especially, I get too into it, and I feel like it's a bit unhealthy, especially for me.
I'm kind of different. Music helps me think.
Everyone just has their own coping mechanism, and that's okay. I think we should move on to the next topic because that took like 10 minutes. Imagine each question taking 10
Oh,
minutes.
it did. Whoa.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay, this one is a bit weird, you guys. This one's by Iman, our missing friend. I wish we had her today, but unfortunately we don't. Basically, what she wants is a take on each one of us about death penalty.
That's such an Iman thing to do.
I know. Very predictable,
I
but
just love how
unpredictable.
the topic went from productivity to death penalty.
I can start it off.
It's like going from like. Actually, I have no idea what I was gonna say. I was gonna be
Productivity to death, you know? Yeah.
Oh my god, Naya. Okay, just start.
Okay, death penalty. Okay, so I don't actually know what laws any country has about death penalty. I know whatever, I don't want to say anything controversial, but about actual death penalty, really, it would take a lot for that to be justified. There's a lot of death penalties that are so not justified that happen. There's like countries, I'm not gonna specify, that like will give you the death penalty just if you're gay, which no, that even if you're homophobic, why would you? There's nowhere near deserving. And then there's like, it's just, I feel like, yeah, that's my take. You would have to do a lot to deserve death because everyone has a family,
Yeah.
everyone has someone who cares about them. So to just, wish, I don't know, to just do that, it's a lot, like a big commitment.
I feel like aslan, if death penalty would be a punishment, why would you kill them? Like, what if it's a comfort for them to die? Like, just put them in prison for the rest of their lives. Like the worst case scenario, if they kill like 50 people, that's like a whole punishment, like putting them in a freaking cage for the rest of their lives. Of course, if they deserve it, but aslan, like what is it called? Like a life sentence. Like if somebody is like forever.
Yeah.
That's even hard to get. As you said, Ghada, like there are some countries it's way too hard to justify it because let's say, for example, in whatever state, 100% sure this happens very often, like a white dude kills like 17 people, okay, and then a black guy like kills one person and it's an accident or whatever, death penalty, so it's could never, I feel like the system is aslan let's not talk about the system, but does anybody else have an intake about this?
I honestly totally agree with Ghada and Lugine in terms of like the context. First, you have to have an actual justice system that works and has no biases because like you said, there's the whole like thing in America, there's racism and like there's judges have preferences, things like that. So I don't think it would work, for example, in North America until we change the legal system, But I think the death penalty is really like more of a thing that scares people, like to not do something, like really, like kill someone else or rape or something like that. Like it just kind of like to scare off the population from doing that, you know what I mean? So I feel like it shouldn't get, the fact that there's so much going on today, maybe the punishment isn't as severe that it's not scaring people, but I don't know, I feel like it's more of a scare rather than like, it should be something that rarely happens. It shouldn't be like every day like 10 people are getting death penalties. Like it should be just, a very rare thing.
I think Bayan and Lugine and Ghada have a very great point. And I think I agree with Bayan's point is that I feel like we need to see, and the thing is death penalty is, we should not make death penalty like, oh yeah, he's getting a death penalty, she's getting a death penalty, because it's such an extreme thing to think about. And it's like, obviously you're not gonna live again, so it's just once. And the thing is that because there's so many different forms of death penalty, there's like electric chairs and there's so many cruel methods. And I feel like when you're doing this for a person at this extreme point, then I feel like that person should, we need to see what that person did was extreme to begin with or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like anything when it comes to death penalty, as what Ghada said, we need to see if it's actually deserving. And also with Bayan was that we need to see if, the legal system and people who work in the government and all are actually giving out a fair and a justice punishment.
What about you, Naya?
Well, knowing a man, I actually kind of thought she was talking about like medieval executions, but like no, actually though, in all seriousness, I agree with every single one of your points, especially how it's used as a scare tactic. Like that's very, very true. But sometimes, like, there are many dictatorships around the world, like Ghada says. Like, for example, please don't kill me.
Oh God, censor that.
They go very, very overboard with these penalties, like, very overboard. While I do believe that the death penalty is, like, a scare tactic, and it can, like, as a concept, it can be somewhat useful to, shepherd the public into, some kind of political agenda that is healthy. It's still often really heavily abused, and,
Yeah.
Okay, so Majd asks our thoughts on feminism.
I think it's ruined. Feminism is ruined by a lot of people, and how do I keep this brief? I don't know. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, it's a big iceberg.
Feminism is. It's not like, I mean, I know this is generic, people say this, but it's not like women should be better than men. It's we should all be equal.
And that's it, man. Like, honestly, يعني, sometimes I'm scared to say I'm a feminist because I know there's a scale on feminism, and some people would take feminism on an extreme level. Like, okay, you're a feminist, you want to kill all men and keep women alive and women run the world and blah 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 blah. And to me, that's BS. What I mean to say if I'm a feminist is that basically we are both the same value, and that's it.
Yeah. The whole point of feminism in its origins was to empower women to be on the same level as men. But recently, it's just so, like, I don't want to say that like feminists are starting to dramatize the situation and like over exaggerate like any possible events that relate to women and gender equality and whatever. So yeah, my opinion, look, just it's an okay, like, okay, feminism is an okay movement in short, but there are a lot of people that ruin it and just further abuse the meaning of feminism. Like feminism, like Ghada said, it's just equality, not superiority. You know what I mean? It's just balance, my guy. It was Adam and Eve, not Adam over Eve.
But I feel like I would agree with Lugine's and Ghada's point, and I just love how Lugine said is that people take the topic to feminism to extreme. Once my auntie said that anything too extreme, whether it's good or bad, is always contagious for you and your surroundings. So I feel like when you go up to people, say you're feminist, no one is saying that, oh, I'm a feminist, so guess what? Because you're a man, that's it. I'm not respecting your values. I'm not respecting anything that you do. No, it does not. It's just that whatever you are doing, I want to do it too with the same amount of respect that you're having. You know what I'm saying? And is that when people, because the thing is, there's such a stereotype of that, oh my gosh, you're a feminist and you must be so opinionated about so many things. Because of this stereotype, I feel like people have always looked in a very different way to the subject of feminism. But I feel like not everyone is like this. And I feel like if all of us come together and kind of talk about it in a way that we just want to be equal to men, I feel like that would help to break down a stereotype if we all come together and, support that general idea.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Especially about the stereotypes. Like, okay, I am a memer. So, like, I go on Instagram, right? And there's, like, a lot of meme accounts that I follow. And I remember, like, back in, like, late 2020, early 2021, there were a lot of these memes circulating around that would target women, and in a negative way. Like, you know, there would be like, you know, videos of like women or opinionated women or just women like like really really aggressive feminists just getting mad over things, and people in the comments would be like, woman moment, or like, you know, women aren't funny or whatever. Now, of course, I don't really care when they say that, because like, yeah, we get it, I'm not funny. But like, seeing those memes in the beginning, like when I was still like very invested in feminism and stuff like that, it kind of hurt to see, honestly. It really, it's just, it's a dumb trend. Like, just people stereotyping how women act or what women would say. Bro, like, not all women are like that.
Naya, يعني, honestly, I agree with what you're saying. And, like, to add on to that, I've seen a TikTok once, and it was like, they gathered, like, hundreds, or not hundreds, like tens of videos, just TikToks based on jokes that are against women. And all of these TikTokers were men making fun of women, and of course they have like hundreds and thousands of views because that's what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know how there's like this thing, you dress up like a woman and you just make fun of her, like especially in the media, it's Instagram, TikTok, wherever, but it's like a thing, like, oh my god, you're dressing up like her and acting like her. It's so funny and it's like hilarious. I mean, sometimes it could be funny, but there are limits, of course, to a certain extent. And Bayan, we haven't heard your take on feminism.
Honestly, I feel like you guys said, men and women are equal in value and like their value in society, and I definitely believe in like female leadership, women in politics. Like, women shouldn't just be like the tea lady, like oh my god, you shouldn't just be servants to men, you know. But I feel like at the same time, women and men aren't the same. And I feel like because we aren't the same, we need to have we have like different like, you know, responsibilities or
exactly. Duties.
I don't know, I feel like a lot of the third wave feminism, it comes with a lot of like immodesty, like, oh, okay, you're a feminist, okay, now you need to like wear short shorts and like crop tops and like whatever because you're liberated or you're whatever.
A girly girl.
Then it's like,
exactly.
What? Like, I don't even, it's so crazy. So I'm like, no, I feel like feminism, okay, the woman.
Liberation in feminism is so biased, and there's such a set stereotype on what a liberated woman should look like.
Exactly.
It's so... I remember getting in an argument last year with some troll on the internet. Like, it was like, okay, it was a post about a woman wearing a hijab, and like she was just doing a TikTok like showing off her different hijabs, like which one suits this spring weather the most, whatever. And this woman like has feminist in her bio. She comments, she's like, oh my god, that poor woman being forced to wear the hijab. I went off. I just replied to her. 75 replies later, I chased her off.
I feel like what really like exemplifies all of this is that there was this account called Feminist, and in the end they found out it was led by two men. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? And the account was full of...
so ironic.
Yeah, it was full of, like, even a lot of women, like, wearing, like, you know, like, very revealing clothing and, like, oh, feminist, whatever. But it's, like, men are behind that. Like, you know who created the bikini? It was men.
That's kind of creepy.
You know? Men are the ones who created bikinis, and they're the ones that, like, led the whole... So it's, like, I feel like we're kind of being tricked, you know, into, like, all these things that, like, maybe have been led by... Yeah, you know what I mean? So I feel like we need to just be
creepy.
aware. Yeah.
Okay, one last thing I was gonna say, sometimes if you're, I don't know if it's the right word to use, feminist at this point, but if you're a feminist, then okay, you're supposed to wear a certain type of clothing, like, as you said, like revealing clothes or something to show off your, whatever, your curves. And that's so, like, empowered, okay? But then when a woman chooses to cover herself, and that's empowerment to her, other people are gonna be like, oh my god, that's oppression, what are you wearing? And that's not feminist to them, or that's not, like, empowerment. But to her, it is the hugest, like, empowerment you can ever think of. and that is something we still deal with, unfortunately, till this day. خلاص, if you want to wear that, then wear that. But if somebody wants to be modest, then let them be modest. That's empowerment itself. You know, like they, there's a definition of empowerment, and they only force it upon themselves that their own meaning of empowerment.
Yeah, exactly.
Good work, guys. I think we did good on this question.
Yeah, exactly.
20 minutes.
We did that good in each question. Okay, so Noor asks, how does our surroundings affect us?
I feel like when you're going into a new, surrounding, and I feel like there's so many things, even like no matter what age you are, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you go to a new place, you're always gonna learn a new thing that is good and a new thing that is bad. But I feel like the most important thing is that this is the work. There's many things that happen over here. There's goods and there's bads. I feel like what you need to stay strong on is your beliefs. What I'm saying is that when you go and you have this friend or you have this community or whatever you call it, is that person is a bad influence. So that does not mean like, oh, you are a bad influence and I'm gonna... No, obviously no one's telling you to do that. But at the same time, when someone is telling their opinion, does not, kind of sits right with you, does not mean that they're a bad influence. But even if they're showing of a bad influence, you can just simply back off because of your beliefs and because of your values that you have. You know what I'm saying? So it all matters, like at the end, with your beliefs, your values, and how strong do you stand on your opinion. Sometimes it's better, maybe when people say, oh no, that's a bad community, that's like a bad surrounding, don't go there, maybe even with that new perspective you go there, you can learn a new thing. So I feel like even with a bad environment or the good environment, you can learn many things, but at the end of the day, it's your opinion, your mindset to judge whether that is good for you, good for your health, good for you, and just general. You know what I'm saying?
Rabia, I totally agree with that. And just to add on that, like, I believe that like your core group of friends or your core people that like you always talk to and stuff should be like decent people, like good people, and like they share your values, or like they strive to like do good in the world, things like that. But then later on after that, you can kind of mix in different like with different people, from different backgrounds, different like beliefs, different communities, whatever. But just having like the core around you that you're always with, and then occasionally like mixing in with other people, just make sure that the people the people that like are way like different than you, or like are going down a path that is wrong or something like that, just not having them as your core. So I feel like as humans we should always get to know each other, like no matter like what the differences are, because in the end we're all humans, we're all gonna find something in common, but just making sure that your core is good. That's kind of like all I have to say on that one, I think.
I think another thing that falls in line with surroundings could be like media, especially since like it's we're all trapped inside these days, and most of our entertainment comes from like media and stuff. We come across a lot of things that could bias and change our way of thinking in certain things. So we got to be careful on what we stumble on, whether it's uncontrollable or not, because you never know. We are all just innocent little lambs set out into the world of media. We never know what we're gonna stumble upon.
Okay, so Layan, my little sister, asks, what would you do with $1 billion?
Ooh.
I feel like the first thing I would do with $1 billion, I know it kind of sounds like those cheesy answers, but honestly I feel like I would donate it, because yes, I'm gonna spend some on myself, I'm gonna keep like half of to myself, and I'm gonna half donate it. I feel like, because at the end of the day you're not taking it to your grave, so might as well invest it somewhere that might help you in the afterlife, So I'm gonna spend half on charity, and then I'm gonna buy some like dresses for myself, become bougie in a day, getting bougie in a day. But yeah, that's my answer.
What about you, Ghada?
So what I would do, I would invest it. I do agree with that, but I I'd pay for a finance advisor first of all, because I don't know about anything. So
Very
someone who
smart,
would help me
very
figure it
smart.
out. Yeah,
Smart
and then
Lala.
he'd help me invest it, or she. And then I don't understand how you could have that much money. I can't even comprehend. Like, imagine seeing $1 billion in front of your face. I don't know, but if you had that much money, how could you like keep it all to yourself? So I would definitely donate a large portion. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, you guys. I agree with that, like donating. But also I feel like starting like really big projects. Like for example, in Canada we don't have like actual Islamic bank. There's no actual like proper ones. I feel like zero interest or like whatever. There's always something in it. So I feel like you need a large sum of money to start something like that. So I kind of want to start that like around the world, and also like media, like getting like Muslim representation in media, and like starting our own like animators, like film actors. You know, it costs so much to start a movie. You know what I mean? So I definitely invest a lot into
100%.
that.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of those things, that money would come back. You know what I mean? So then with that money again, you would,
Exactly,
you know, donate more, start more centers. You know.
Honestly, I would literally just build a school. Like, that's my dream. Building, but not like a normal school. Like, no, like to change the system. It takes a lot of work,
Yeah.
but if I had the
Yeah.
opportunity, I would like snatch it literally.
That's
What about you, Naya?
Okay, so if I had that kind of money, I'd probably invest it all in like my career. No, I mean not all of it in my career. I'm not selfish. I'm not a bad person. I would give some to like charity, I guess. But most of it will be for my career. Like, okay, here's something I've always
Most of $1
always
billion.
wanted to do.
How do you even
Like,
invest $1
listen.
billion in a career?
Because I will get to that. I want to open I've had this dream like ever since I was 12. I've been inspired by Studio Ghibli to do this. I've always wanted to open up my own studio. Like, this is when I get very, very far into my career and like I'm about to retire and stuff like that, and I've already made enough progress in my career to, you know, make myself at least a little bit recognizable in the world. Maybe I could open up my own like studio for like people to come around and make their own short films of any genre, really. Like, I was very, very inspired by Studio Ghibli, which is a comfort studio of mine, or they make a lot of my comfort movies. They have very, very imaginative stories, very feel-good movies, and honestly, it's really inspiring, like really, really creative. I love their movies, and I want to just do something like that, or like I want creative people like that to do it under this name that I made. And in order to make that possible, I need the money, obviously. Yeah. Of course, not $1 billion, but like I need money. I need money.
Okay, well, I hope all of our dreams one day come true. But let's move on. Inshallah. Okay, this is like a throwback question. Did you guys ever get caught troublemaking together?
Yes.
Oh my god, you guys.
I remember something.
Who remembers the cookies? Who remembers the cookies?
The cookies! Oh my god, the cookies!
I don't remember. What happened?
No. Who remembers when we got hangouts?
Oh god. Okay, let's go one at a time. Our favorite troublemaking story.
Okay. Who remembers when we all got hangouts blocked in the entire school?
Oh my god.
I literally remember this so vividly. I remember like, oh my god, you guys! I remember, for a disclaimer,
the fact
like
that we were behind that.
I'm gonna edit his name out, but I remember him pulling the Chromebook from me and telling me, "Oh my god, you have a hangout, you text Marf Ish because the boys snitched on us." Oh my god, I can't believe.
Oh, I remember
Oh yeah,
that.
a boy snitched on us.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
like a bunch of the
Yes.
boys snitched. Oh my god. I
Guys,
hate
it's
y'all.
time for us to take
What's wrong
revenge.
with
Khalas. Girls
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
all about
Yeah.
that shit.
Most of them
Most
are gone.
of them are gone. Yeah, most
Yeah,
of them are not.
No, we're gonna
discovered.
track them down, you guys. I don't care.
That's it.
You're right.
Okay, wait, I'll share the cookie story.
The
So one time,
Yeah.
we were in drama class. It was in during the Arthur
Magnificent.
and the three.
Magnificent.
The Magnificent Nights, whatever. Yeah, so
remember
then
that.
there was a plate of cookies sitting in Mr. office, and I think it was Rabia who got it out. And she started eating some, and then I was like, oh, where did you get that from? So then we started eating from it. Then we got the whole plate outside, and we all started eating from it. And then he came out and he was like, who ate all my cookies?
No, but okay, from my perspective, I remember I saw it in the office. I'm like, oh, that looks good. And I actually asked him, I was like, sir, can I take one and stuff? And he was like, yeah, sure. He was chill about it. So I took one, and then you, Bayan, you took one, and I think Rabia, I'm not sure, honestly, I forgot. And then, you guys, it was so good, we couldn't stop. We could not stop. Okay, so we just continued.
You guys didn't stop eating.
I think I remember something. I think I was eating cookies, and Bayan was like, "Oh, Rabi, where did you get the cookies from?" And I was like, "I think it's like in this." We, Lugine, Bayan, and I did not stop. We kept eating until.
Do you remember he came out and then we actually all lied? We were like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we were literally like, we don't know, we just ate a few pieces, like just a few pieces. And I remember while we were eating, we were feeling guilty, and we were like, guys, would he notice that we're finishing it? And then we're like, no, he probably wouldn't notice, it's just cookies. And then when we got confronted, I was gonna my pants. I was like, who did that? Who? Like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then Lugine's little sister, Naya, and she was like, yeah, they did eat all of it. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that. Oh my god,
Well,
man.
that's
If you're
and
watching
he was
this,
like, then you guys, I had to go to the baqala and get new cookies for him. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's like, tomorrow I want new cookies.
Ghada, what was your favorite moment of grade 7?
Yeah, this doesn't involve me, but I remember when Mr. just left the room. He had a bunch of stuff written on the whiteboard, okay? He left the room for like a second, and without even any warning, I did not know what was happening. Lugine and Iman stood up and they ran to the board and erased everything he had on the board.
I remember this. Oh my god.
I don't know why. It was so shocking. They just, and then I think
It
he went back
was-
to the
oh my
desk
God.
and he came in.
Yeah.
He got
Ghada, yes,
so
yes.
mad.
It was my
Oh my
favorite,
God.
one of my favorite moments. And I was actually gonna mention that, but I wanted Iman to be here. Basically, from what I remember,
Yeah.
oh my god, Miss Ya Allah. Anyways, I wanted to seek revenge. Like, he really framed me for things. He, like, I don't even need to get into the history of it, but I was like one day, and I knew that he was gonna need it for the other class, because he had a class with 7, we were 7B, right? He had it for
Yeah, we were.
And then
We were.
we finished from the board, but I knew he's gonna need it for 7A, but I acted so dumb. I was like, no, he's not gonna need it. So I wanted to do it, but I was like, Bayan is not gonna do it. Ghada will be like, what the hell are you saying, man? Naya, I don't know. Honestly, Rabia, I don't know. And then, but the first person I look at, I'm like, Iman. I knew she at that moment she hated him for some reason. I think he did something, and I was like, Iman is the perfect person that I'm gonna team up with. So I went and whispered into her ears, and he was literally gone, and we were working and stuff. Everyone was at their desk. I was like, Iman, you wanna do something rebellious? And she was like, are you sure, Lugine? I was like, yeah, well, we're not gonna lose anything, are we? And she's like, you know what? Yes, we're gonna do it. And we literally, like, we teamed up and we just wiped the whole board. It was amazing. And I remember specifically your reaction, Ghada, you had like a really strange face. You were like, what is wrong with these people? And oh my god, it was so fun, you guys. Wallahi. I knew I was gonna remember it, by the way.
No, but for context for the audience, let's just say that Mr. is one big Humpty Dumpty head ass person. We don't like him. He's really mean to us.
No, but looking back on it, he was so fun.
Yeah, he
Ghada,
was really
goodbye.
fun.
Teachers
Nobody
goodbye
talk
now.
to me. I hate all of you. I mean,
No,
we're
he
not gonna.
was. He was so funny. To
Remember
laugh at
Mannequin
him,
Challenge?
not with him.
Oh,
You guys-
okay,
Yeah,
that's
of
fine,
course. No, he's not funny.
He's a tourist. He's
not
not
funny.
an English
It's
teacher.
fun,
Like,
but-
he's literally a
Yeah,
tourist.
exactly. Yeah. I don't know if I learned
God.
anything when he was teaching.
God,
Yeah, in some, you guys, we were rebellious. Really rebellious.
we were.
Guys, remember the all time we went to a Ferrari roller coaster?
Oh,
I have the
yeah.
picture
I
with these
didn't
guys.
Yeah.
We were.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Ghada,
my
you
god!
didn't come.
Don't remind me. We were.
Yeah.
Remember that one.
I
Remember when
remember.
Bayan photoshopped Ghada because she didn't come?
Oh,
Not the one we.
I remember, oh my gosh, Naya sat beside me. Naya, I am clear, Naya sat beside me, and I was like, okay, Naya. Naya screamed so loud during the whole ride, and I was
Which
laughing so. I would say it was the fastest roller coaster. I forgot which one.
The Formula Rosa? The
Formula Rosa. Oh my god, yeah.
No.
Oh my god, you guys. You know the Formula, like the fastest roller coaster in the world, apparently. I went to it and no problem. Honestly, I did it just to show off to, but whatever. And then,
Oh god.
okay, so, first one, would you rather buy your dream car or rent a luxury mansion for 5 days with your friends?
I would say buy the luxury thing because I don't have a license now. So if I could like know how to drive it, then I would definitely get my dream car. But then if I can't drive it, then I would get a mansion.
Here's my answer because I'm so cool. I would rather get the dream car because my dream car is very cool. It is actually a spaceship, and in this spaceship I would actually live there. So I would prefer that over the mansion. Cause like mansions, you see, here's the funny thing, you know those new horror movies that come out, like, you know those, like, you know, Conjuring 3, you know, like those kinds of horror movies with like mansions and stuff. Yeah, I would not want to live there. I do not like mansions. I don't even like aristocratic, you know, lifestyles. I don't want to be a part of that. As much as I'd like a pool, I can always like have an indoor pool in my dream car spaceship thing. I want the front of the car to be my face.
what?
I want the front of the car to be my
Naya
face.
being Naya part 1.
With this car, I would like to travel to different galaxies, different dimensions, and live there. Because, like, I can imagine myself constantly dancing and singing to Dare by Gorillaz constantly. Like, just imagine little me in, like, my little spaceship in this giant abyss of space. I'd just be singing. I'd be vibing there. Guardians of the Galaxy style, you know?
Oh my god, Naya, you have a huge imagination, mashallah.
Yeah, so
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you. But it's literally just a car spaceship thing with my face on it.
My answer is very short, you guys. It's basically to rent the mansion for 5 days because I really don't care about cars. Like, as long as it gets me from point A to point B, I really don't care. And also, what's it called? I rather buy experiences. I feel like 5 days with, like, all my friends, it's like something to always look back on. But, like, a car, like, khalas,
Okay,
you know?
but to me,
that's a
a
big
car is
point.
also an experience. So I would actually choose
Okay.
a luxury car.
You also have a point, Lugine. Like, okay, you both have points because, like, you can spend 5 days with your friends in, like, a mansion, a creepy mansion if you want, but also road trips. I love road trips. So, like,
Oh, yeah, I do like road trips.
Yeah, I would get a car too.
Okay, so would you rather know how you'll die or when you'll die? For me, it's a 100%.
I'd rather know how.
No, wait.
I'd rather know
How?
how.
Ghada?
How?
Yeah.
How so you can avoid it?
What if it's something unavoidable?
Okay, but listen. Here's the thing. Imagine knowing how you'll die. Imagine how cool that would be. Like, I always see this meme going around, like, there's a serial killer in your house, but you've always wanted to die praying. You go start praying.
God.
No. To know how you'll die, I've always wanted, like, I've always wanted to die, like, in a scene of an action movie. Like, I'm just lying. Like, I'm just lying there on the floor.
Honestly, I want to die really peacefully.
Yeah, I want to die in, like, a rose garden.
I want to be lying down on the street, neon lights in the back. There's just like, it's just like the distant fading of music as the camera zooms away from my body. the end of the story. This is the action. This is the real action movie ending. The main character dies. No, but like knowing how I'll die, I'd rather like knowing me. I would probably die by doing something stupid like leaving my foot out the window or something.
Honestly, I don't think I would want to know anyone of it when I die or how I die, because I know for a fact I'm an overthinker. So even before the event happens, I'm just gonna die because of my overthinking. I just like beforehand. It's that if I know when I die, I'm just like, it's gonna be scary because I know each day, because I'm not going backwards, obviously. I know it's like a day ahead, so I'm just gonna get scared because obviously it's coming close. And how I die, if like imagine if the thing is like, oh, you die in a car accident, I'll be terrified of sitting in cars again.
Yeah,
for
oh my
sure.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
true.
that's why I don't want to know anyone of it, because I just want to live my life. Because if it's something common, then like I'm never gonna touch that thing ever again.
I feel like that's the wisdom, like why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like made it that way, like that we don't know either one, you know, so that we're constantly like working and we're not like scared and stuff. But Rabia, if you had to pick one of them, like what is the least worst? When or how?
What is the least worst? I would say, okay, then I would say how I died.
How you die?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like one because one is like a deadline, you know, I can circle it on my calendar and it's like I don't have to worry about, say I die end of grade 12, I don't have to worry about like university anymore, so then I plan for grade 12, like finishing my stuff, you know, so then it's
Yeah,
That's
same.
smart. That's like
True,
you know?
yeah. Like live your life to the
Yeah.
fullest before you actually die.
Rather know the deadline, yeah, same. The
Yeah.
deadline, because if you know the deadline, khalas, like you're gonna work on
You're
yourself to
set.
be the best version of yourself until that deadline.
like until yeah.
Doesn't that also kind of make you like death proof? Like, listen, if you know when you die, doesn't that automatically like entitle you
No,
to
it
not
doesn't.
die? No, it
It
just
doesn't,
like,
it's not, because say you want to sit in the house all day, you're like, I'm not gonna die this way, but you know, Allah
no,
stops you.
I know that, but here's
Heart
what I'm trying to say.
attack.
No, but here's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you
Bayan
know
was
when
so
you die,
front, like yeah, heart attack. That's it. You die.
yeah, no, but like, listen. If you know when you die, here's what I'm trying to say. If you know when you die, doesn't that make you like completely like death proof until the actual day you die? Like, so like, let's say you're crossing the road, knowing that you're going to die like next week,
Oh
and the
my
road
God.
is busy. You're like, I don't.
The car hits you and you're like, wait, what?
Exactly, but like still, like that's my question. That's just my question. Like, does knowing
Yeah.
when you die make you like completely death proof until that day comes, or?
I never thought of that. That's
Honestly, Naya, it really does not matter because it's just a fantasy question, so it doesn't have like rules. Okay, guys, let's have our last question. This is a really popular one. Whenever we play Would You Rather, this always comes up. Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign languages?
Talk to animals.
Or wait, let's have a third option. Or be what is it called? Like be a pro in all musical instruments, like literally all.
I'm doing the third option.
The thing is, I would love to do the third option, but the horrible thing is that, you know, when you play like your favorite song you love to sing, I'm a horrible singer, so I'm just gonna ruin the whole vibe. You just imagine singing a horrible voice with a beautiful ukulele. So I think I would say, come back to me later.
I would do the third option because I'm already like, I just want to like harness that power of like knowing how to make music. Where did this bell come from? Anyway, knowing how to harness the power of being able to make music, so that if I ever make my own animated series, I don't need to go rely on like no copyright sounds or like. I myself am a terrible singer as well. I hate my voice.
Just get Bayan.
like-
Bayan is an amazing singer.
No. Really? What? No way.
Oh my God.
You know what, guys? I think I'll pick to all the learn to write in all the languages so I can get good marks in Arabic. Once and for all.
That's
I can.
It's genuinely interesting, and so it would be such a nice experience to experience all of them, but 100% the foreign languages. Like, imagine if I'm fluent in every single language in the world, like I could just talk to anyone.
And when you get
Yeah.
mad, you can just scream them at like Chinese or Japanese. Be like, okay, now I'm gonna go off on you.
I know,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. Like, I used to always answer foreign languages because it's so practical. You could talk to anyone, like all that stuff. But now that I'm thinking of it, I'd rather be able to talk to animals because I feel like for languages, you'd have to like travel, talk to people, but like, yani, I feel like as humans, we can learn different languages. Like, it's possible for me to learn French, so I always want to work on that instead of just having it like that. But animals, I'd never be able to know. So like having this power like right away, I'll be able to go outside and talk to the squirrels, and I feel like they might have an insight, you know. So I ask them like, "What's your opinion of me?" And they're like, I can sense. Like, I don't know, you guys.
No,
Or
you're able
like
to
maybe they know life lessons that I don't know because they're in a constant state of like worship, you know. So like they have that. I don't know. It's so interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
You're
100%.
No, but imagine-
Be a therapist, Bayan.
Imagine just going up to a cat and just kneeling down and just going like meow 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 meow, and it just replies to you like
Oh,
with the
man.
secrets of the universe.
Oh my
We can
god.
cry
Okay,
our hearts
what-
to animals.
Like Bayan said, I completely agree. You can learn to play instruments, you can learn languages, but like speaking to animals is completely impossible. So like I would go for the impossible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was great talking to all of you guys. Like honestly.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Very fun.
Really, thank you, like each one of you guys, thank you so much for being here. It was literally an amazing episode. And of course, as I said, you would have been like the first ones on our podcast. And
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very, very
Honored.
honored. When you guys reached me out, I felt like this, celebrities who comes on YouTube for like a collab
Main
or
character.
something. I was like, okay,
For real.
I'm going on a YouTube channel now.
And of course, we'll be thanking the audience for watching. Don't forget to, do all the
Thank you
cute
for
little
watching.
subscribe and
Like,
like,
Follow my
and
Instagram,
share,
follow my
and
Instagram,
whatever it is.
Follow my Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow my Instagram. @Blue on Instagram.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, now you're just self-plugging.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
Follow my Twitter.
Thank you guys for watching. Everyone wave.
Bye.
You can't see us, but bye.
Yeah, like you just